All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are back for another week of Just a Fan Podcast. All right. Before we introduce, first let me introduce ourselves, then we're going to run over some things, okay? Y'all know who it is, Coach Williams, NFL Encyclopedia, Wildcat quarterback that runs everything, future Hall of Famer. That direction, Panel 316, the good guy with the black hat. All right.
Howdy.
This is the first show in the month of April. Okay. That means that it is draft month. We are doing strictly draft. I mean, and we got 17 days left until the NFL draft. Okay.
Christmas in April.
That's right. Christmas in April, baby. And we got a lot going on. We got some things to cover. A lot of things going on in NFL. Teams with new head coaches have started OTAs today or tomorrow, such as Baltimore, and Lamar Jackson has showed up. And the Giants with Dexter Lawrence requesting the trade.
That is really interesting.
Well, I mean, I looked at his contract, and they can get out of it now. He has 2 years left on the contract. What's up, T?
Yo, what's up, chick?
What was I going to say? So they can get out of it, and they have not been able to come up with a new contract extension for him. So he wants out, and I know Giants want to trade someone like that to within the division. So I can't ask for. I can't ask for.
The Giants, they're not that dumb. They wouldn't like, okay, we're going to trade you to a team we're going to see twice a year, and you can kick our ass for two games. No. But,
someone, well, if I'm the Giants, I try to send them to a team in the AFC. That's what I would do. Especially someone like Cleveland, you know.
But the Browns gonna Brown, so we don't know. Child, you know how they do.
Yeah, but anyway, like I said, it is draft month today. As you can see by the title, it says discussing potential first-round players. Now, let me tell y'all something about that real quick before I get to the rest of the month. Actually, let me get to the rest of the month, then I'm going to get back to the title. Next week, we're going to talk about hidden gems, okay? So we're going to get into those type of players. So we're going to talk about this, potential first-round players tonight. What's up, Donald?
Donald Ray.
And then after next week's show, that following Monday, which is the final Monday before the draft, we're going to do our NFL mock draft 1 point only. And then that Thursday night on the 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, we are live for the draft, day one only, round one. That's what we're covering. So this is April. This is draft month for people, because I know we got some new people since the last time we went, since the last time we did the draft. So I got just one,
Our subscriber list is growing, and
yes.
Thank you so much, those of you who have subscribed. Please continue to invite friends to subscribe. We really appreciate the subs. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe.
And we also 9 subscribers away from 400. So hey, can we get that? Anybody?
That would be lovely. Yes.
Oh, that'd be so lovely. Okay. Now let's talk about the title. Discussing potential first round players. Okay. Sorry, I know I'm doing a lot of talking. Just
I mean, that's what
usually,
we do.
huh?
That's what we do. If we didn't talk, it'd be weird.
That's true.
Can you imagine just tuning in just fan podcast and we just
That would be weird.
football. Click. Thank you. Good night. Yeah.
All right. So anyway, potential first round players. Now, of course, there are 32 picks unless someone forfeit for whatever reason, but no one forfeit this year. There have been forfeits in the past. But usually teams see about an average 12 to 15 prospects who are guaranteed first round picks in their eyes. Okay. So usually a lot of these guys that get drafted like after pick 15 are usually like second round guys. Okay. But they get drafted in the first round because it's 32 picks. This year, I think it's less than 12 first round grades. Okay. It might be 10, it might be 8. Okay. But we're going to talk about anybody that potentially get drafted in the first round. Now, Eric is going to explain how we plan on doing this tonight.
Okay, so you got teams that, for those of y'all who want to know, they have what's called their big board. The big board is usually probably the top 100 or so players. Some teams go even more in depth than that. They go further. It's usually the top 100 players, regardless of position in the draft that they look at on their big board. And then they might break it down into categories like based on need. So what we did, we used a mock draft simulator, which we're going to use when we do our live mock 1 point only. But what I did is I ran a quick simulation, and we wanted to go top 50, but pick 50s in the middle of the second round. So we said, okay, we'll do the top 64. Are we going to cover these top 64 players tonight? Absolutely not, unless you at home ask a question about a specific player. We've been watching film. We haven't gotten to everyone. And we're going to be honest with you. We're not going to sit up here and blow smoke up your tail telling you, yeah, this guy, this, that, and we ain't looked at no film at it. We don't do that here, okay? Like, Black Panther said on in Avengers, we don't do that here. But but if we have information on that particular prospect, we will talk about them in depth. There are certain ones that we're definitely going to address on the show tonight. If we don't mention a guy that you have questions about for your team, possibly, it's okay. You can ask, and if we've done our research on it, we'll talk about it. And then if not, we'll say, hey, we hadn't gotten to him yet, but thank you. We'll look into it, and we might maybe answer your question in the next show. But we are going with the what would probably be mocked the top 64 players. We don't really care about the team in this mock, just the players. These guys will be considered by the algorithm, by consensus, to be the top 64 players going into the draft. Now, one last thing before we begin, I want to let everyone know that we do our scouting based on position groups. So, for example, Brandon is our defensive guru, pretty much our front seven. If it's linebackers, if it's edge rushers, if it's defensive tackles, that's Brandon. He's also doing offensive line, but he hasn't gotten really in depth with the offensive lineman yet. Below us, we have Tristan, who is our quarterback whisperer. Okay, any quarterback-centric questions that you have, now we'll all have opinions on different positions, but the expert in the room on that particular position will be Tristan. Myself, and since I've been on the show, I've always scouted defensive backs, wide receivers. This year I'm doing tight ends as well. And then we pretty much split up running backs amongst ourselves. Then any other positions beyond that, we'll go Tristan and left. See, that's how he feel about this quarterback class. Like that. He cut his camera off. See, he like, I don't even want to talk about it, just whatever. But that's how we do
here.
it.
I'm just dealing with some technical stuff I'm working on. But I do feel that way about the quarterback class.
See, so yeah, I kind of know how you feel. So again, as we go through these prospects, if you have any questions about any player going into the draft, we will respond to it and we will respond honestly. Last but not least, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Some of our analysis of players will not line up with what you have heard on ESPN or Fox Sports
Or
or
NFL Network or
NFL Network because we keep it a buck here. I'm gonna just tell you, there are some folks that are clamoring about some guys, and there's some guys that I feel like aren't. Some of us may feel like he's not a day one guy, or there's some guys that are like, oh yeah, he'd be a day three guy, and we're like, nah, he'll probably be a day three guy, but he gonna play like a day one guy. And we'll say, hey, this guy has bust written all over him. So we're gonna keep it real with you. Like, we're not like the big wig talking heads. We keep it a buck on here, $1.50 if you really want to get into it. So we're gonna
just real quick. I want to let everybody know that this quarterback class is just like Trayvon Diggs.
Trash, 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 damn, trash.
Okay, we gotta take that from him, Tristan, because he don't know how to act. But as we cover these players, Houston Sarkin to Carolina about moving up to take Kenyon Sadiq. We're gonna get to him in a minute because he is on our list.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
He's definitely on our list, so we'll get to him in a minute. But yeah, just like that, questions like Donald just asked, go ahead and post them because we'll get to them. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. So obviously the elephant in the room is pick number one. Everybody knows that the Raiders are probably gonna take Fernando Mendoza and mess up his career. So Tristan, tell us about Fernando Mendoza. Is he the consensus number one in your book? Is he the best player on the board, or is this a reach by the Raiders for a position of need?
We got to slow down with the best player on the board. There's no quarterback that is the best player on the board.
I know that's a loaded question, but I'm being facetious.
Not even remotely close. If there was ever a time where you drafted position by need, it's this class, because no way Mendoza would be number one. He is the number one quarterback, but he would not be the number one player off the board. No. Mendoza is a robot, and I mean that in the most complimentary way possible, which means if you put him in your system and he gets to learn your system and understand what your system is, he's gonna do great for you. He'll be a great product as a quarterback for your team. That's why I think him going to the Raiders with Tom Brady kind of being the cloud over him in regards to that makes a lot of sense. It even made sense for them bringing in Kirk Cousins. Now, for the money that they brought him in for, that was a little crazy,
and the length of the contract.
And even with the length of the contract, it was a little crazy because I'm expecting Mendoza to probably play somewhere halfway through the season. But to have a veteran come and start and allow him to sit, I think is very intelligent. Mendoza is everything that you want from. Okay, let me be very clear because I'm not going to be long. We got to do this whole list. He is what you would want if you were looking for Tom Brady in regards to team leader.
Okay.
Team leader.
Intangibles.
He's everything you want. He's all about team. He's all about his teammates getting the shine before him. He's all about sacrificing himself for the betterment team. He's going to be the guy that's like, okay, if I'm supposed to get $200 million, I'll take 175 just so that extra 25 can go to another player that we need to keep. He's that kind of mentality. Okay. So you want that for a Raiders organization that really needs an identity, honestly. You want him to be the flagship person to represent your organization. Now, and I said, be careful what I say, because I'm not saying he is Tom Brady. I don't think we're really going to see that again. I'm saying he just has certain traits as far as team leadership that will work. As far as his football skills, again, he's like a robot. It's not. There's nothing really super flashy. I think he's got some moxie to him. I think he can. I think if it was like the end of the world and you needed to play, I would trust him with the ball in his hands. I think he'll do something that's kind of like otherworldly that comes out of nowhere, i.e. the scramble in the national championship game. Like no one saw that coming. It's like, oh, okay. I didn't know you had that in you. It's not someone that's going to give you any wild plays or flash you any spectacular plays week in and week out. But when the game is tight and you need it, he'd be the kind of person that will show you something that you never saw. You didn't think that was going to come. So we're talking old John Elway helicopter run to get into the red zone.
Gotcha.
We're talking who else? What's another example of like out of nowhere play?
Peyton Manning handed the ball off at the four. Well, he's supposed to hand the ball off at the 4-yard line.
And did a bootleg.
Bootlegs and scores a touchdown. Yeah,
stuff like that. Like that. It's like I did not know you had that in your bag, but out when you needed it.
Now, of course, Peyton Manning was younger, but yeah. Anyway,
what I will say for the Raiders, the reason why I'm just not excited is because this is the safest pick they could have done.
Yeah, it's definitely
It's the safest pick they could have done.
Nobody's gonna poo-poo that pick.
No,
unless he's just complete and utter just unwiped ass or something like that.
I just don't think he's gonna be that. What won me, and then this is it because we're gonna move forward. What won me was his pro day. Unlike other pro days where I've seen with quarterbacks, it's really why I don't like to watch quarterback pro days nowadays because it's all about just these. Oh, look at this spectacular throw! Look at this throw to the opposite hash! Look at this throw on the run! Boo, 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 boo. What impressed me about his pro day was he was actually making NFL reads and progressions. He designed, and this comes to the teammate part. He actually designed his pro day to show his intelligence, but not for himself. He wanted to showcase his wide receivers doing NFL routes with NFL timing. That's what he wanted for his team. So he asked them to set up his pro day to be like that. And those are the things.
That's pretty selfless.
Those are the things that I'm saying is like you cannot teach that. And then the fact that he had a great pro day doing it lets me know, okay, in between the years, he's solid.
So high character, high intelligence.
High character, high intelligence. Which, if you ever heard Tom Brady talk, that's what he looks for.
Okay, all right.
And that should be good because if they can put playmakers around him, they can make some noise in the future.
That's what I think Tom Brady's key. If they do it right, you got your guy for the next 10, 15.
Yeah, you do. All right.
I'm not gonna say he's all world, but he's gonna be solid for you.
No, and that's what you need.
Yeah, hey, dog, you know what? Later on, we may ask you to win the game, but right now, we just don't want you to lose it.
That's it.
Yeah. All right. So, Brandon, you're on the clock. This is on the list. Arvell Reese, edge rusher, Ohio State. Talk to us. Tell us about him.
Okay, so it sounds like he's going to the Jets. The Jets run a 3-4. So now Aaron Glenn, I respect the head coach a whole lot. I respect him as a player. I think since they run a 3-4, you need to move him around and make him a weapon. Okay. Make life easy for him. Just send him after the quarterback year one. But let him grow and develop. Because I think if you put too much on his plate mentally as a rookie, I think he'll struggle. Okay. He's definitely not a green dot off the ball linebacker. He is a blitzer. He is a run and chase linebacker. So if you want to make him, at times you can make him the will linebacker because they have Demario Davis, and Demario Davis say, "Look, I got it here. You go chase." Okay. This direction Blaze gonna go. You go
get him, boy.
Exactly. Third down, send him after the quarterback. You can blitz him from the will linebacker. You can blitz him from either outside linebacker spot. That's fine. That's the way to do it for Arvell Reese. Just make life easy for him day one. And I don't have him do the green dot stuff. He's not a green dot player, and I don't know if he ever be. I mean, I'm not. You can develop him, see. You can try to see what that look like, but I would let him, like I said, as a rookie, even maybe year 2, let him run a chase, let him blitz the quarterback.
Okay. I get my turn. These are in no particular order. These are just the top guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with the first defensive back that's on this list. Again, no particular order, but Caleb Downs, same school, Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to make some people mad. Okay. Because there's a lot of people that feel like Caleb Downs is the best safety in this draft. They feel like he's a can't miss. And I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're looking for I guess you could say every down, do it all safety, Caleb Downs is not your guy. I'm gonna let that sit there for a minute because there's a lot of people that just love them some Caleb Downs, and I'm like, Caleb Downs honestly is a small linebacker with coverage skills inside of 20 yards. That's what he really is. He is not. If you in the NFL ask him to go and play deep center field
on the roof,
you're asking for trouble. You're inviting disaster to your doorstep. All of his plays in his film, he's coming downhill. That's given serious off the ball linebacker energy. Is he a solid tackler? Absolutely. Absolutely solid. He ain't gonna miss a lot of tackles. He's not. Can he cover within that 10 to 15 yard area like linebackers normally cover? You gas him to go out to the flat or the hook zone area. Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, you know what my comp to him is? It's not a safety. You know what it is?
What?
Fred Warner. That's what he is.
And he has a high football IQ. I heard.
That's why exactly. He's a smart guy, but asking him to do that on a regular basis, you inviting disaster to your doorstep. The film says that he is an off-the-ball linebacker who has coverage skills as a linebacker. Could he go out there and cover a tight end? Yes. From time to time, could he actually and Brandon, I know you remember this. There was a play in the playoff game a couple of years ago where Fred Warner ran with CeeDee Lamb step for step in the seam. Mm-hmm. Could he do something like that from time to time?
Depending on the receivers, yes.
Yes.
Don't match him up with a burner receiver. Match him up with a slower receiver.
But don't. He's not. Honestly, hey, what up, Brick? He's not a coverage safety. He's not a pure safety. He's about 10 pounds away from being a really great off the ball linebacker. That's how I see him.
Well, you can put weight on him.
Yeah, he's got great speed, but I don't see his coverage skills leave me with a lot of question marks because I hadn't seen him do it. Now it could be that Ohio State just didn't ask him to do that, and I could be completely wrong, and I'll be the first one if he goes off and in great coverage roles and stuff like that. Then I'll be the first one to say, hey, you know what, I missed on that one. But I've been doing this for a while. My eye's pretty keen. It doesn't line up with what a lot of the talking heads say, but very rarely does what I say line up with the talking heads. Because again, they can say anything, they still gonna get paid. I ain't getting paid for this. I'm doing this for the love. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, Caleb Downs is honestly he's not safety. He's off the ball linebacker. That's it. So, Brandon, back to you. Tell us about Mr. Ruben Bain Jr. from Miami, Florida.
Man, let me tell y'all something. Y'all can talk about the short arms all you want to. Okay? That is fine with me. I would draft Ruben Bain. This man is what you need in the NFL today. He will set the edge. He will rush the quarterback. I think it's 280 pounds. Okay. No, he's not a 3 tech. Today's NFL, you need guys who have some weight on them, so that way they can stop the run. They can, defensive ends need to be able to set the edge today. Okay. This is not 2016. This is 2026. Ruben Bain, cut the BS, draft Ruben Bain. That's all I got to say. It's really that simple. It really is.
Okay. All right, Tristan, I know that this is not a great quarterback draft, but we're gonna try to keep it rolling, which is not a lot of quarterbacks predicted to go in the top 50, but there's one last quarterback that's predicted to possibly go in the top 50, and that is Ty Simpson out of Alabama. Give us your thoughts. You muted. Oh, I think it's like on purpose. I'm sorry, Tristan. I know, like this time next year, Tristan gonna do all the talking because he gonna have a lot to talk about next year's quarterback class. But this year it's been rough on Tristan. It's been really rough.
Somebody call his wife and tell him go give him a hug real quick.
Listen, man. I can't with y'all. I can't.
Nobody needs a hug, y'all.
Ty Simpson has all the tools, right? Except I don't know what he's made of. I don't know what he's made of. And what do I mean by that is he lacks what Mendoza has as far as the intangibles. Was Alabama's offensive line the best? No. Did his wide receivers kind of take a step back because they should have had a better year? Especially their star receiver, I forgot his name right now. I think it was Ryan Williams, something like that.
Oh yeah, Ryan Williams. Yeah.
He took a step back this past year. Did that affect them? Sure. Did they have a stout running game like typically Alabama normally does? No. Got it. But there was a few games in the beginning where Ty Simpson not only looked like he could have been the number one, but also looked like he could have been a Heisman favorite. And then it just kind of like fell off a cliff. Again, were there ideal situations? No. But when you're talking about quarterbacks that are supposed to go into the first round and quarterbacks that potentially can go into the high teens or in the top 10, you're supposed to play above that. You're supposed to play above your circumstances. And Ty Simpson just did not show up. There, if you look at the first 4 or 5 games of Ty Simpson and you look at the last set, it's 2 different quarterbacks you're looking at. Holding on to the ball too long, making the wrong reads, throwing into dangerous coverages, rushing, not steadying his feet. So I understand all of the hype around Ty Simpson. Maybe if he goes into the right situation and gets coached up, I understand what, I know Dan Orlovsky is standing on the hill by himself saying that he should be over Mendoza.
We know what that's about.
Exactly. So, but it's just like, even with Dan, and I respect Dan Orlovsky. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he's the one that's getting paid well over 6 figures. We're not getting paid to do it, but we both got eyes. The Lord gave us 2 eyes, just like him. What I see is not what he's saying. I don't see what he says. So it's either the propaganda of what we think it is with him, with Dan Orlovsky saying that about him, or Dan Orlovsky got some kind of magical ball and can see into the future, because I don't see what Dan Orlovsky said at all. I think he'd be a great career backup. But you talking about giving him the franchise or a franchise, giving him the keys? No.
Yeah, I don't see that either. Like I said, I'm not a quarterback guy, but I don't see that. I don't see that either in him. All right, so let's go to the offensive other offensive skill positions for myself. Let's talk about Jordan Tyson out of Arizona State, wide receiver.
Wide receiver.
Now, a lot of people have Carnell Tate as their number one receiver. He's a bigger body, bigger frame. He's actually run a 40. Jordan Tyson hadn't. But let me tell you something. Put on the film. And the film tells me that Jordan Tyson is the best receiver in this draft right now.
This is out of Arizona State?
Arizona State.
Yeah, he's the most complete I've seen.
And he doesn't say he's the most complete. He has great body control. When you watch him catch the ball, he does not let the ball into his body. He snatches the ball out of the air. That's just pure hands. He doesn't. His film does not show him pulling away very often. Like he's great at run after the catch, but he doesn't do a lot of pulling away. But he still makes the catches in traffic. He can go in and he can mess up a zone. Like if you go out there and run zone, he's gonna find spots in that zone, sit down and kill you, and then take off again. Can he make the contested catch in the end zone? Yes. So he's still a really quality red zone threat. He's only, I ain't gonna say only, 6'1" is not small. In comparison to Carnell Tate, who measured at 6'3". He's 6'1", but he's 195. He's a little bit heavier. I'm sorry. I think he measured at 200. Let me double check that. Hold on. Give me a second. I think he measured it. He came in at 200. Yeah, 6'2", 200.
Oh, 6'2". Okay, that's good.
6'2", 200. Now watch this. And I'm not saying that this is who he's going to be, but you know who else was 6'2", 200 pounds? I can name two guys. Jerry Rice, Michael Irvin.
You know what, man? You read my mind. I wanted to say that so bad.
Yo.
That ain't bad company.
That's not bad company. And the film doesn't say he's going to be Jerry Rice or Michael Irvin, but he does run clean routes, and he has great. I like the hands. The hands really, really speak to me. The route running and the hands, because he's going to make the catch. You're not going to see too many drops from this kid. And I think he's one of the best receivers on the board. This is a very strong receiver draft, by the way. So when I say he's probably one of the best receivers in this draft, that's elite company, because there are some guys that are going to last all the way to day 2 that are still first round grades. I'm just telling you right now. This receiver class is pretty solid. I'm very impressed with the receiver class, and I think it's going to continue like that for on into the future, because it's a passing league. And when you got guys, teams that have 3, sometimes 4, sometimes even 5 receiver sets, you're gonna need those receivers to be in those sets. So and win, in coverage, beat the zone or beat man. Okay, so Carnell Tate, and let me say a little bit about him before I let go. So, because that's the compare. Those two are they're like the Peyton Manning, Ryan Leaf at wide receiver type at this particular draft. Is it Carnell Tate or is it Jordan Tyson?
Gotcha.
And I'm not saying one of them's gonna be a bust. I'm not saying that. But if you ask me to put my money on, I'm taking Jordan Tyson over Carnell Tate. Carnell Tate is really probably a product of, oh God, what's the kid's name on the other side of the formation?
Jeremiah Smith.
Jeremiah.
I think Carnell Tate is a product of Jeremiah Smith being so great. And yeah, Jeremiah Smith is probably going to be the first receiver off the board in his draft when he goes in. But I think Carnell Tate is a byproduct of that. How you say, well, Carnell Tate is the leather that comes after you done sent the cow to the slaughterhouse.
Well, I was going to say he's probably like Alvin Harper in Dallas or Pillis Price in Buffalo.
I'm not going to say that bad, where he can't stand on his own. We'll have to see, but it could. Now, you're not completely wrong. It could be that. It could be that. But yeah, it's I think the analogy of the leather, that's the byproduct of the slaughterhouse. The cow, you get your prime rib, you get your ribeyes, you get your porterhouses, you get your brisket, you get your beef ribs, you get all of that. You get your roast and all of that. And then after that, hey, we got this hide. We're going to make leather. And it's going to be the nicest leather jacket ever. That's Carnell Tate. Because nobody would not want a nice leather jacket. I think so. He's not the hooves or the entrails or any of that, but he's the leather that comes off of the cow that is Jeremiah Smith. In other words.
I'm with you.
So that's what I feel like. So he has to be able to prove that he can stand on his own, and you're not gonna know that until you draft him. And obviously, if you take him day one, you're gonna want him to be your alpha dog receiver. So that's why it's kind of risky. Jordan Tyson's proven he's him at on his campus.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my take on that. Back to you, Brandon. We are looking at Mr. Sonny Styles, linebacker, Ohio State. We're still in Ohio.
Okay. I think Sonny should start off as a weak side linebacker. Okay.
Okay.
This guy's a former safety, moved to linebacker. And it happened against Miami. That offensive line kind of pushed him back. Because he can hit, but he's not that middle linebacker hitter.
Okay. He's not a thumper.
Right. And again, Chase, go get him. Okay? That's what he should be doing. Because if you make him a middle linebacker and I'm the offensive coordinator, I'm running dual and I'm running tight zone against you all game long until you can show me that you can stop my running back. And I'm going to make sure I rotate 2 running backs against you. Okay? I didn't see much in coverage, but for someone who's a former safety, I would think he can cover some. He'll probably he might be a Fred Warner, but without the football IQ.
So what would be your comp for him? His currently in the league, the closest thing you come to.
Who's a will linebacker that can run? Because he's athletic. He's very, very athletic, and that's another thing too. Because his combine numbers was fantastic.
Freak of nature.
How about 2020 out of Houston?
That might be a good one. But just
I didn't watch a lot of linebackers, but I see his film. That's what he reminds me of.
Yeah. He's he might be Tua. Henry Tua, that middle linebacker for Texans.
Now you don't think he could be a green dot guy?
Not immediately. Because I think I've heard Caleb Downs was the one who
lining everybody up.
Yeah, was the brains.
His instincts are great.
Yeah, he was the brain. He was the brains. But now again, you can teach the stuff. But again, day one, I wouldn't ask him to do it.
Okay? So he'd be like a work in progress. Somebody who can get on the field, but in a different role until he's ready for that green dot role.
Exactly.
Maybe year 3, he's the green dot guy. He's the guy.
Yes.
Okay. That's a fair assessment. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching at home, we're talking about potential first round draft picks for this draft. If you have somebody you like some analysis on, by all means, chime in. Let us know hey guys, what do you think about blah 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 out of blah blah blah. By all means, we want you to interact with us. So let us know if there's somebody you'd like us to discuss. We're just going down our list right now. And I think it's back on me because Tristan is sick of these quarterbacks. The first, okay, so there's another kind of Ryan Leaf, Peyton Manning type thing with the corners.
Cornerback position. Let's go.
Okay,
Let's talk
so
about it, baby.
Jamard McCoy
Mhm.
and Mansour Delane. Some
Mansour
people
Delane.
have Mansour Delane out of LSU as their best corner. Some people have Jamard McCoy out of Tennessee as their best corner. So there's some there's some discussion to be had. Let me go to the old notes here. So I'm gonna just go ahead and cut to the chase. Mansour Delane is probably the better corner. He's a little bit more effortless. He's a little bit more fluid. Jamar McCoy is an elite corner, however. I don't think that you're going to miss regardless of who you draft. So if you're on the board and both of these guys are available and you're trying to say, okay, which one do I take? I don't think you're going to miss with either one. Jamar McCoy, the only knock I have on him is he can be kind of handsy. His NFL comp right now be Joey Porter Jr. Joey Porter is known for defensive holding, illegal contact, pass interference. I watched his film, and when he's making great plays, but also he's not getting called for some stuff that he's doing and stuff that you know is going to get called in the National Football League. That's really my knock. If he can clean that up, which that goes into coaching, depending on the team that drafts him, who the defensive back coach is going to be. It's like, okay, listen, we need you to be ultra physical at the line of scrimmage if we're asking you to play press man. Okay. But after 5 yards, you got to stop that. Okay. You're going to cost us us getting off the field on third down. You know, that's my knock on him. Both of them are long. Both of them are fast. They both have great ball skills. Outstanding ball skills. But again, I think the most polished one, I'm gonna use that word. Hold on. The most polished is Mansour Delane. Also, Jamar McCoy, as far as physicality, when it comes to tackling, he's a body thrower, a shoulder thrower. He's not a rapper. Okay. And when you playing defensive back and somebody on the perimeter gets the ball, it needs to be Christmas. You need to be rapping. Okay. All right. It's 8 Mile. You need to be rapping. It's B Street. You need to be rapping. Okay. And he likes to throw like that again, but these are things that can be coached. Okay. He I'm not gonna say he shies away from contact, but his tackling technique could be a lot better. Mansour Delane is a much more polished corner, but you would not be wrong by taking Jamar McCoy. You would not be wrong in that. He just needs a little polishing. That's all. So yeah, those guys are the topic of discussion when people get in depth with it. Tristan, you got anything to add? I know you feel kind of left out because
quarterback class. Hey Tristan, tell everybody where Mansour Delane is from.
No.
Tell them where he's from, baby.
He's a product. He's a product
That's
over
right.
here in our backyard.
That's right, baby. Archbishop Spalding High School.
But listen, I like him a lot for all the reasons that Eric said. But my thing is his hand. And what scares me about that going into the league is that guys are a lot faster, guys are a lot bigger, guys are a lot more knowledgeable of how to get in and out of breaks. So I feel like if they don't coach him out of that, he's gonna get caught up real early with those hands because them veteran receivers gonna catch him off guard, and it'll be a panic situation. So I'm hoping exactly. So I'm hoping he can get coached out of that. But he's probably my favorite out of the group.
Yeah, I and this is a deep corner class. When you look at it, it's a very deep corner class this particular year. So you're gonna see some guys that may go day 3 that are gonna see that could possibly see significant playing time within their first 2 years. Significant playing time, if not starting. I'm still perusing over different corners. And at the same time, I'm gonna be honest, it could go either way. And what I mean by that is, by going either way, is that some of these guys can be walking penalty flags, or they can be all pros. That's just how the when I say the margin of error is razor thin with some of these corners. Like, I'm watching film on these guys, I'm like, man, he could be dope. He really could be dope, but he got to keep them hands in check. Or, oh my God, there's one corner on here, and I don't even think he's on this top 64 list, but, and rightfully so, I guess people have actually been watching. Nope, he's there. I see him. I'll get to him later if we got time, but that guy, he terrifies me. If I'm a defensive back coach, I'm like, Jesus. All right, it's 3rd and long. Okay, they trying him deep. He running with oh hell, he didn't just commit a PI. Okay, it's great. It's 1st and goal now. Yeah, we had him deep in their own territory. They threw a deep ball at him, and he just, like the guy said, he pissed down his leg and just grabbed three handfuls of jersey. Or he just face guarded, didn't look for the ball. That's a guy he's got a 1st round grade by a lot of people, and I really like walking penalty flag. All right, back on you, Brandon. Here we go. This is David
Bailey, edge rusher,
Texas Tech. Okay, I see you excited. Tell me about it.
6'3", 240. Now listen. Again, when I said about Ruben Bain, is that you need an edge rusher to set. You need a defensive man to set the edge, okay? Because he weighs 280. Notice I said David Bailey weighs 240, which means he's lighter, okay? But
pass rush specialist.
You can line him up as a wide 9 defensive end or 3-4 outside linebacker, okay? Now, again, just because he's light does not mean he's not willing to stop the run. He can stop the run, but you don't want him as a 5 trying to stop the run. Okay.
Now Tristan, I don't want to cut you off, but explain for the layman that might be watching or listening right now about a 5 take, because we know we do that all the time. We talk about 1 take, 0 take, all the way out to.
I do you one better. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, we tend to talk about those things, and some people may not understand what we mean by 3 take, 5 take, all the way out to 7, And I want to give the proper one. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, let me use this right here. Can I? No. Yes. Hold up. Give me 1 second, because I'm gonna share this with everybody, so everybody can see this. All right, share your screen.
Give me 1 second. Boom. And okay. Add the stage. There you go. All right. Can everybody see my mouse?
Yes, we can see your mouse.
Okay, good.
You good, Brandon? We got you.
All right, cool. Just want to make sure. So I want to make sure everybody can see this. All right, so Ruben Bain was the guy who I said you can line up in a 5, okay? Mm-hmm. The square right here is your center, your left guard, your left tackle, your tight end over here. Over here is your right guard, your right tackle, your tight end over here, okay? This is straight basics right here. The head up over the center is 0. Head up over the guard is a 2. Head up over the tackle is a 4. Head up over tight end is a 6, okay? So Ruben Bain line up as a 5 will be on the outside shoulder of a tackle on either side. Okay. Now, when I said David Bailey's a 9, he's
Way.
way out there on the outside shoulder of the tight end. Okay. So for those who don't know, and this is the correct way, the only thing is missing is the eyes, because I don't see, and no, actually, this is not correct, because one should be on the outside shoulder of the center. So my mistake. The one should be on the outside, should be on the shoulder of the center. That should be a 2-eye on the inside shoulder of the guard, and then a 4-eye on the inside shoulder of the tackle. But anyway, going back to David Bailey, he should be a 9. Ruben Bain should be a 5. So outside shoulder of a tackle is a 5. Outside shoulder of a tight end is a 9. So David Bailey's a wide 9. Houston, Texas, known for that. San Francisco has run it before. Philadelphia ran it before in the past, not now. Detroit ran it before in the past, not now. But that's what I mean. So David Bailey is a 9 as a defensive end or a 3-4 outside linebacker. If you want a demonstration for that as well, I can do that. But
Washington tried to run it when we had Brian Arakpo.
And that makes sense. That makes sense because Arakpo was athletic. He was athletic. But yeah, and like I said, David Bailey can stop the run, but you don't want him as a 5 trying to stop the run. You want him more as a 9 or a 3-4 outside linebacker trying to stop the run.
Okay. This football lesson has been brought to you in part by.
Now here's the thing. This is the thing I gotta appreciate. I understand there's a lot of football podcasts out there. Okay, kudos to them. But how many you know that's not a part of ESPN, not a part of Fox Sports and all that stuff, that will literally sit here and break down exactly what is being talked about? So we're not just going off of emotion or going off clickbait social media. Like what we're saying is stuff we actually research. We know. We don't know. We're going to research it so we can tell you what it is.
We don't have a staff that says, "Hey, go look this up for me and then bring it here and I'm gonna read it." No. We don't do that. We don't do that here.
Hey, listen.
Not up in here.
Listen.
Not up in here.
And we don't get paid for this stuff. We are guys with a camera and a microphone.
We do it for the love, baby.
Sure.
For the love. So okay, so moving on. Let's see. I guess it's back on me, and I guess we can talk about let me answer Donald Ray's question.
Okay, yeah, the tight end.
Kenyon Sadiq. Now, let me start off by saying this, and I want to be clear. I am not a workout warrior type of person. Those things do not impress me. Those are just merely the punctuation to the sentence of what we see on film. That's how I look at it. Some people go, "Oh, he ran this 40. He this tall. He weighed this much." And it's like, okay, that don't make them a first rounder. How many guys run a fast 40 and wind up being busts?
Run faster than Speedy Gonzalez.
and be complete bust. John Ross. That's right off the top of my head. I know it's a different position group, but Kenyon Sadiq might be the most freakish generational tight end since Vernon Davis. With that 40, he ran a 4.3 40, and that's cute. But when you turn on the film, his workout is just a confirmation of what you see on film. Now, his raw athletic score for his body size seems to be kind of small. But when you look at in terms of his strength, and then when you put on the film and you watch him block, you're like, wait a minute. You're like, hold on. Wait. Did he just do that to an edge? Did he do that to a 3-tech? Oh, really? He came all the way down and blocked down on a 3-tech like that and got a pancake?
Really?
Yeah. Or he goes out on a 5. He tears the hell out of don't be out there wide 7-9, some guy like that. He gonna rip you a new one. So a lot of times people get caught up. They get caught up in the fast 40 and the great catches that he makes and all of this, and he does all of that without question. He's 245. I'm sorry, I shorted him. I said 240, 245. He does all of that. That's not what I look when I see a guy that makes those type of catches and runs those routes and the contested catches and he holds onto the ball while taking a pop. That's cute, but you're a tight end, sir. Can you block?
So,
And,
go
ahead.
So it sounds like he's someone that you want to run on GY counter, and he pulls behind that guard, and he comes up to that play side linebacker, and he can just take him out of the play. Or if you put him in, if you have him on outside zone, and let's say he just happened to be the backside tight end, and he can cut all the way over to that 3 technique, like you said.
Outside zone, Houston Texans, San Francisco 49ers, so on and so forth. So when he pulls, if you got this guy coming around the corner and he's got to take that outside backer out or a safety, if it's a safety or a corner, those guys they're going to the next zip code. They getting blocked to the next zip code.
Okay.
All right. So, for example, Donald, to answer your question, if Houston managed to move up and draft him, he going to be blocking people way out to Katy somewhere. And he understands that reference. They're going to be out there, Sealy, Schulenburg, Columbus, somewhere else. They're going to be out there. Okay. He's not just a great receiver. He's a great blocker. And if he goes to an offense that's imaginative, like and several teams have mocked him to places where, because that's not the first time I've heard what Donald said about Houston possibly moving up to go get him. But they've mocked him to places like San Francisco or Houston or somewhere like that. And when I tell you that he could actually be the replacement for a Deebo Samuel in San Francisco, because not only does he have the bodies, he's bigger, but he's actually faster than Deebo Samuel. So if you find a way to get him from in line to a bubble screen position, Jesus, you do not want to see that coming at you downhill. Then in the running game, can you imagine someone like a Dalton Schultz and a Kenyon Sadiq if you're running 21 personnel, or a George Kittle and a Kenyon Sadiq if you're running 21 personnel? That's scary.
Really get creative now.
That's frightening.
You gave me some ideas.
That's really frightening. But so Donald, to answer your question, I believe he's going to be as advertised. I think and especially if he goes to the right offense. If he winds up anywhere on the Shanahan tree, anywhere on that Shanahan tree, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. And not just because of his receiving ability, his run after the catch ability, his contested catch ability, not just because of those things, but because of his contribution to the running game. His contribution to the running game is going to be more than he's not Kyle Pitts, ladies and gentlemen. He is not. Kyle Pitts is just a big old receiver. That's it. And he's,
Don't get me started about Kyle.
I know that was a trigger word. I'm sorry, Tristan. But he's not a Kyle Pitts. Oh, he's just a really good receiver, big receiver. He's real fast. No, sir. He's got a nasty disposition. He can block. And yes, he does make those catches. And yes, he's probably faster than some of the defensive backs on your team. So that type of freakish tight end I have not seen since Vernon Davis. As a matter of fact, I think he was 100th of a second slower than Vernon Davis. Vernon Davis was 4.38. He's 4.39.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So yeah, sir.
Crazy.
Yeah, he's a problem. If he goes anywhere where the system fits him, it's going to be a problem. Okay, back on you, Brandon. We got time for a few more.
Okay. Talk to me. Who we got?
Let's see.
Not any quarterback.
I tell you what.
Hey, you know what? Hey, you know what? I said it before and I say it again. The quarterbacks are what?
Trash, 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 trash. trash, 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 trash. I am trash.
I want to use Tristan while he's here. Jeremiah Love, Tristan. What can you tell us about the running back out of Notre Dame?
Notre Dame, Ricky Waters, Tim Brown, the bus. Rest in peace, Lou Holtz. We miss you.
He's the best. Shout out to Lou Holtz, the great Lou Holtz. He's the best running back in this class. He's a great running back in this era of running back. If you draft him in the top 5, I think it'll be a mistake.
Okay, do tell.
When I think of running backs that were drafted so high, when you think of like Saquon Barkley, I can't remember where Bijan was. I don't think he was drafted in the top 5, was he?
I can find out for you real quick.
I know, but the two that come to my mind, right, that just immediately is Saquon Barkley and Ezekiel Elliott that were drafted that high. And the thing about them too is they were game-changing players. He was 4?
8.
Oh, he was 8. He was 8. Yeah, no. So I'm talking top 5 and above.
So top 5. Now, let me see. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep talking because I'm seeing what Barry Sanders drafted.
So Ezekiel, well, he might have been drafted a little lower. You know, they looked at running backs a little differently back then. Back then it was like defensive lineman, offensive lineman first. But
now, Barry was drafted 3rd overall.
Oh, he was drafted 3rd. Well, that's saying something. So these guys that were drafted in top 5 when it comes to these running backs, they were game-changing backs. What I see out of Jeremiah Love is he has all the skill set you want. Okay, he can catch the ball, you can move him out. I think it's almost like a Le'Veon Bell light.
Okay.
Or a Le'Veon Bell plus.
Really?
So yes, but I would not say top 5 talent. I think the reason why he's rated so high is because this class offensively, outside of wide receiver, is just not attractive. It's just not an attractive class for the offensive side of the ball. So if you're going to look at, there's no dominant left tackle coming out of this draft. There's no world beater quarterback coming out of this draft. There's no mutant of a wide receiver coming out of this draft. So it doesn't hold up offensively for this draft class. But if you had to pick an outlier in here, it would be Jeremiah offensively, because there's a lot of outliers defensively. But an outlier in offensively, Jeremiah Love would be it. But if you say you're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he going to go somewhere around there, he's not going to be the person you think he's going to be.
So Tristan, let me ask you this: do you believe he's a day 1 guy?
He's definitely a day 1. I'm not going to insult the man.
Okay,
I think even if he was top 10, it's fine. But when you talk about top 5, that's an elite. You see what Ezekiel Elliott did for Dallas when he came in.
Right.
You saw what Saquon. You saw what Saquon did for the Giants, and then you saw his first year with the Eagles and what he did for them.
Especially being a better offense. Yeah.
Exactly. These backs cover. If you have a bad team, these backs or a bad offense, these backs cover and bandage a lot of the mistakes that your offense does. If you have a great offense, these running backs will take you to the next level, i.e. a Saquon Barkley going to the Eagles. I don't see that, albeit he was coming out of Notre Dame, and he was great. So I'm not poo-pooing. But I'm not, if I'm like Tennessee, like a lot of rumors were saying Tennessee at 4, I just wouldn't do that, because I feel like you need to buffer that offensive line before you bring in a running back like that to come in, because he's not going to be able to fix that. Okay, thank you. You said Ashton Genty went 6, but look at his struggles that he had because the offensive line was so bad.
Right.
For the Raiders. You see what I'm saying?
I just want to look him up because I ain't know where he went.
No, but that's a great example. That's what I'm saying. So even like when some people are saying, oh, if he falls to Washington at 7, the reason why I feel like he can work with Washington at 7 is because you got a dynamic quarterback, and our offensive line is actually not that bad. He can actually flourish in Washington
Right.
to be who we see him, what he's being promoted to be. But if you bring him to one of those teams that has a struggling offensive line or stuff like that, like the Giants' offensive line was terrible, but Saquon was so good, he was able to offset it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I just don't see that. I'm not saying he's not great.
And right now, they're trying to improve the offensive line, but it still remains to be seen.
Correct. So that's all. He could be a top 10, but just not top 5.
Okay. All right. So all right. So I guess it's back on me now. Let me see who's okay. There are people that are mocking Mekhi Lemon in the top 15. Mekhi Lemon, wide receiver, out of USC.
Okay.
Southern Cal, yeah. He's very strong after the catch. Again, he's another zone buster guy. I don't know if he's going to be able to beat a really strong man corner. I don't. As far as day one goes, in my opinion, I think he's a little bit of a reach. I think he would. The best way I could probably put it, he would help your offense, but he would not be the linchpin of your offense, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
I think if you already have like an alpha dog receiver, he would be an extremely good complementary number 2 guy. I don't know if he's good enough to be especially year one, to be the guy. And the issue with that is if you're going to draft him, a guy in the top 15,
he needs to be the guy.
Right.
So
I could possibly either see one or two things happening on draft day. The team's going to either very, very stupidly reach for him in that top 15, or he's going to slip to the bottom of day one or the top of day 2. I think he's a quality receiver. Now, don't get me wrong, but I just think he's and I want to be clear because I don't want people to think, well, oh man, he said this man sucked. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. I just don't I just don't think he's the can be the guy for a team, especially not in the first couple of. I also feel that way about a couple of other wide receivers. They're ancillary players. They help bring the. It's kind of like the sauce on a piece of barbecue, barbecue rib. Like now, if you season the ribs well and you smoke them well, they gonna taste good. But if you add sauce to it, it just kicks the flavor up. You feel me?
Yes.
There are several receivers in this draft, and we're running short on time, so I'm gonna just close out on receivers that are possibly first rounders or day 2 guys that I feel like can be the sauce, but not the rib. If that makes sense.
Yes.
So you got Mekhi Lemon, KC Concepcion, Omar Cooper, who I am absolutely in love with, but you can't draft that guy to be the guy. Okay. Those guys, you can't draft those guys to be the guy. Now, I'm on the fence a little bit about Denzel Boston. I think he possibly has the tools to be the guy, possibly later on, possibly later on in his career. Okay. Just because of his size, the size speed comp, but some of these guys, they're going to be day 1 guys, but they're going to be additions. If they're drafted to be additions to offenses that are already kind of good, they already kind of got guys there, and you just let them do their thing from time to time, you got some good things going on. But if you draft these guys to be the guy on your offense, then you're going to be reaching.
Okay.
It's a reach. It's a reach. So that'll close out for wide receivers for me. I don't think there are any more tight ends that have have a top 50 rating. So as far as receivers and tight ends go, yeah, that's pretty much it. There's still a lot of defensive backs that we could talk about. And yeah, back to you, Brandon. We
Okay.
have Keldrick Falk.
Defensive end Auburn.
Come on, tell us about it.
Okay. First, let's say what's up to Wes. Hey man,
Wes, welcome.
Hey, don't worry about being late, man. Just try to catch us on the rebound, okay?
Wes, tell if you have a specific draft prospect that you like to get us to give you analysis about. Let us know. Put it in the comment box. We may have covered them already, but just let us know it's someone you're interested in knowing about, and we'll give you some background on it. That's what the show's about. Okay, go ahead, Brandon, with Keldrick Falk,
defensive end Auburn. So, remember how I said Ruben Bain is a 5, David Bailey's a 9, and I showed y'all the graph. If y'all want me, matter of fact, look, I'll do it anyway. I'll do it again because it don't bother me.
He's giving me 3 technique vibes.
So, yes, and excuse me, no.
Okay. You're an expert. Go ahead.
And I say this because you want him as a 5 against the run.
Okay.
Okay, as a defensive end. Again, outside shoulder to tackle, whether it's left tackle or right tackle. But in pass rush, you do want him as a 3 because he'll get up the field on you. So I'm fine with either or, as long as, like I said, 5 against the run, 3 against the pass. Now, also because he is tall at 6'5" to 85 or 2, something like 285 is what I thought. He'll be a little bit light, but with NFL, next offseason, he'll get stronger because that's usually what happens to a lot of football players. They get stronger in that offseason after their rookie year. You can line him up as a 4, which is head up over the tackle, or even 4-eye on the inside shoulder of the tackle if you run a 3-4, like an out front. Okay? So anywhere between, so against the run, he's in between a 4-eye and a 5. Against the pass, he's a 3. That's how I see Keldrick Falk. But we have to remember when it comes to front 7 guys, they have to play on first and second down. And yeah, that's how I see Falk.
Yeah, my 2 cents on that guy is that his versatility is gonna make him a day 1 guy. Because I've seen you have your defensive ends who they play defensive end on rundowns, and then they become what's part of what's called a NASCAR package on passing downs, and that's where you typically got 4 defensive ends on the field rushing the quarterback on passing downs, and like you put a really quick defensive end on the inside against a guard, you may not have a guard when your hands fast or feet fast enough, and this guy, he beats that guard inside. So so his versatility, I think, is what's probably gonna make him a day 1 guy. I think Wes had a question about it.
Yes, he does. And
go ahead.
Before I get to that question, just one more thing about Falk. What I was gonna say. Damn, okay. Don't worry about it. But the question was about Ruben Bain's arm. So yes, I did address this earlier, but I don't mind addressing it again. Look, I don't care about his short arms. Okay, that man, he learned from Jason Taylor how to play defensive end, how to set the edge. If he can set edges against any offensive tackle in college football, once he gets to the NFL and gets stronger, like I said, when after their rookie year, they in that weight room a lot more because they on the team now. He's going to get stronger, so he'll be able to set the edge still, even on the NFL level. Also, he'll be great at pass rushing as well. Here's another thing too. I get the whole short arm thing, but you can work technique to beat an offensive tackle with longer arms than you. There's a lot of hand fighting that you can do with that. So I have no concern about Ruben Bain, defensive end, University of Miami.
Okay. All right. I guess we got time for maybe one more. I'll cover another defensive back. This guy here, and I don't see him in this top. Let me double see. I don't see him in this top 64. This is a guy I'm really high on, and honestly, this is my take. I think he's the best overall safety in the draft. And that is Emmanuel McNeil Warren. He has a second round grade. And I think if anybody grabs him in that second round, it's going to be a steal. Because I'm looking at him and he's probably he's probably my best safety overall. Let me see. Oh God, ball skills. Great read and reaction. He keeps the game in front of him. He has a great eye for what's going on in front of him, if that makes sense. Like he can play the deep middle and read and react to everything and he does what a true safety does. He is the safety valve of the defense. There's not going to be a lot that's going to get by him. He's got the size that you like in a safety. 6'2", 182. So he's got the length to really to match up. If you need him to match up, he can match up with a big slot. He can drop down into the slot. He can play deep middle. I'd really, really like him. The only knock some people might say is, well, he's got a 4.5.
Yeah, I'm not gonna complain about that.
But when you put on the tape, I have a higher grade on him than I do AJ Halsey. I definitely have who I like. Don't get me wrong, I like AJ Halsey out of LSU. I have a higher grade on him definitely than Caleb Downs because again, Caleb Downs to me is a linebacker. He's a better Jamal Adams, who's trash in my opinion. He's been trash, but Emmanuel McNeil Warren is probably the best true safety in this draft, and then probably Trayden Stukes, what's great about him is he's what you would call a defensive back. Because Trayden Stukes he's one of those. I love these type of guys. You know, I talked about it last year. Those Brian Branch types. Mm-hmm. Those. I'm gonna use Jimmy Ward when he was in his prime.
Honey Badger.
Definitely Honey Badger. I'm gonna go somebody who I think is like trash now, but was good when he first started his career with New Orleans. C.J. Gardner-Johnson. When he first started, he was that dude. You know, now he's all mouth and getting beat. But the thing about it is that's what Trayden Stukes shows me. You know, and I always clamor about your best ability after availability is your versatility bars. You know, and I'm loving the size, I'm loving the speed. 6'2", 200 pounds, 4.3 40. He's one of those guys. If you draft Trayden Stukes, you got a chess piece. You know, they talk about chess pieces on offense. You got a chess piece on defense.
Yeah.
You can put him down in the box. He's got the size and he's got the physicality to play down in the box, but he can drop deep. He has the speed and the range, and he can also drop into the slot and cover the big. If you got a big slot, you know, like for example, use my team for example. They would put Jawan Jennings a lot in the slot, and he would bully those smaller slot corners.
Yeah.
But Traden Stooks would match up with a guy like that, and say, "Hey, where you going?" So Emmanuel McNeil Warren, Traden Stooks, AJ Halsey, those are my, at the top of, if you want to talk about, hey, my team needs a safety, and most people don't draft safeties in the first round. Somebody's going to draft Caleb Downs in the first round, but if you're going to draft a safety within the first 100 picks, those are the guys that I will be looking at. And again, Traden Stooks is that guy. He can go wide and play perimeter corner. Maybe you don't need a safety, but you make him play perimeter corner, and then maybe down the line you might need a safety. Draft another corner, move Traden Stooks back.
Oh, that sounds like Malcolm Jenkins.
Yeah. Well, Malcolm Jenkins never played corner.
Yes, he did. No, he did. Because remember, when he was drafted, I think Darren Sharper was still there. They crossed paths for like a year or two. Sharper was the safety, Malcolm was a corner, and then they dropped him back. And he stayed a safety after that. I remember
Okay.
drafted a corner.
I'm at the Saints fans. Let me know if that's correct. Because I know that's where he was drafted. But I don't remember him playing corner. I remember playing both safety roles back when it was a true strong and a true free.
About a year or two, that was it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember that, but okay. All right. So yeah, we're about out of time. We want to apologize to Tristan for the quarterback class being so bad and not having a whole lot to say. This time next year, Tristan's going to be doing most of the talking because there's going to be a lot of potential first round quarterbacks, and we gonna just be like,
Here's
we just gonna let him go.
Here's the thing. The reason why I'm so low on this quarterback class, and I could be wrong. This could be the time where I'm proven wrong. But the reason why I really don't feel like I'm going to be wrong is because there's nothing special out of any of these guys. There's nothing that I'm going to hold that I can hold on to say, you know what? If he gets a chance, he might be something. Nussmeier from LSU had a great year last year as a starting quarterback for the LSU Tigers. I don't know what happened this year with him. It's just he went completely backwards. No idea. Drew Aller
went backwards. I heard about that.
Yeah, Drew Aller. Brandon, you and I talked off camera about him already. Yeah. I never was high on him, and then he didn't help his case at Penn State. Then he got hurt, so he couldn't prove anything.
Exactly.
Carson Beck has been everywhere. Okay, he's been everywhere.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere.
So what are you even telling me in regards to that? Yeah. So my issue is,
isn't Carson Beck? I'm sorry. Isn't he like a 9th year senior or something like that?
I think it's like 6 or 7. Yeah, but he's up there. He's up there. He's up there. But it's like, but it's just all these guys. I don't see a star outside of Mendoza. Ty Simpson, depending who drafts him, like if he gets drafted to the Jets in the team where he could sit, I'm not saying he's learned from Geno. I'm saying let whatever the system they got over there, whatever Aaron Glenn is trying to develop, let him sit there and okay, beautiful. Let him sit there and learn, and then eventually become the starter. You might have something, but outside of that, none of these guys have anything special where I can say, we definitely got spoiled with the class in 24. Mm-hmm. We definitely did. And because we thought like Arch Manning and the kid from Oregon, the kid from South Carolina, a lot of them chose to go back to school, rightfully so, because they all underperformed. They went back to school. So it just diluted this draft class. So all of these guys I expect to be career backups outside of Mendoza, maybe Ty Simpson will have a shot. All the rest of these guys are going to be backups or going to be playing in the UFL or whatever football league is out there. That's what's going to happen because there's nothing special about any of these guys. Somebody was trying to tell me about the white quarterback, I think from Georgia Tech. I think his last name is King. I literally just saw it the other day, and I didn't even want to continue because they were like, "Well, he's thrown 69% of his passes." I'm like, "Do you know Georgia Tech runs the wing T? What's his 40 time?" Oh, he ran a 4.3. Exactly. So he probably ran all the time. You idiot. Like I
But
just,
listen, Georgia Tech with running wing T says Calvin Johnson in before.
I thought
You know what I'm saying?
there was triple option when Calvin Johnson was there.
it was a triple option with
Okay,
Calvin
well,
Johnson.
close enough.
But it's close enough. Exactly. Like the reason why Calvin Johnson drafted so high because he was literally a freak of nature. You just was like throw him the ball. But there's nothing special about any of these cats. So it's just like then people were telling me about the kid from Vanderbilt. What's his name? I can't remember. It don't matter. None of them are special enough to really. And it's no shade to them. They play way better than I do. So it's no shade to them at all. But it's just when I look at you could go as 24. You look at 24's class. I mean, your worst quarterback in that 24 draft class probably will be
JJ McCarthy.
JJ McCarthy, and he would be the number one pick in this class. That's where we are. That's where we are. So it's no knock on them. It's no shade. Look, you could be a backup quarterback and have a long career.
Yeah, you can.
And respectable.
Hey, listen. What's that boy's name? Josh Johnson.
Josh Johnson.
Listen.
Chase Daniels. They've made money being
Yes.
So it's
Andy
cool.
Dalton's still in the league.
Chase Daniel he's got a YouTube page where he breaks down film and he's very good at it.
Yes, he is. Oh, matter of fact, hey, what was that boy? The tall quarterback with the beard, the sunglasses.
Fitzpatrick.
Thank you.
Awesome. He had a couple little stints here and there. You can do it. But if you're asking me, oh man, if my team needs a quarterback, what do you think? The only team that's getting a legitimate potential, and I'm saying potential even in that, a legitimate potential franchise quarterback are the Raiders getting Mendoza. And if they don't pick him at number one, it's going to be a whole frenzy.
That would be the most Raiders thing ever.
It would.
It'd be like, I would not, let me tell you something. There would not be a oven big enough for me to roast Raiders.
Oh, listen, we'd have to take turns. It'd be a joke.
It'd be like tagging. All right, Tristan, go. You
Yeah.
sorry, Brandon, go. Man, listen.
Yeah, it really would be that. So, like, yeah, I'm not trying to discourage or disperse these guys at all. It's just you're asking me in my little finite mind, based on what I see, is there a franchise QBs out there? And there's only one. And even that is, I would say 85%.
Well, there you have it. All right, y'all. I think that's going to be our show for tonight. We have covered potential first round prospects for this year's NFL draft. If you are listening to this or watching this after we've gone off the air, you can still ask questions. You can go to our Facebook page and just say, hey, how do you feel about da player? And then we'll be sure to answer and give our perspective on it. But this is draft season, as Brandon said. So these next few shows that you're about to see are going to be about the NFL draft. And this is where it really gets interesting, because we'll have, like Brandon ran down our whole schedule for the next coming weeks. Brandon, run it again for people who came in late. Let them know. But it's draft month.
Let's go. So, like I said, it's April, draft month. We just finished our first show in the month of April, draft month. We just covered discussing potential first-round players. Next week on Monday, same time, same place, we're going to be covering guys who are hidden gems, okay? Diamonds in the rough. There are some players we might like in round 3 and much later. Hey, listen. There's a defensive tackle who I just found out about over the weekend. Ain't no film on him, so this guy's going to be a completely raw prospect, and I'm going to tell y'all about him next week, okay?
I just realized we didn't really cover any interior defensive linemen.
It's all good. Don't worry about it. I like Peter Woods from Clemson. Clemson went through a lot of struggles as a whole, so a lot of players took a step back. But I still like Peter Woods from Clemson, defensive tackle. There's some good nose tackles. That's in this draft. I would take him, of course, in round 2, but we'll get to him another time. But anyway, thanks, Tristan. Tristan just let us know that his MacBook had froze on him, so that's why he left us. So
It froze up because of the lack of quarterbacks.
Cause man, let me tell y'all something, man. These quarterbacks are what?
Trash, 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 trash. Damn, trash.
All right, so hey, I know I can't help myself. Sorry. Not sorry. But yeah, so like I said, next week when we talk about hidden gems, then the following Monday, again, same time, same place, we will be talking about what? We're gonna be doing our mock draft 1 point only. Okay. And Eric, Trisha, and I will be covering, well, we'll be doing a mock draft simulator, but we'll be doing the picking for each team. Okay. Now, of course, we already know Medel's is going number 1, so you already know what that is. But then we go to the Jets number 2 through 32. Okay.
Bear in mind, our mock point 1 point only will not include trades, even though we probably will see some trades day one.
Yes,
we're just going as listed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, then that Thursday, 23rd, April 23rd, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Eric, check your schedule, see what you got going on that day. But we will cover the NFL draft round 1 only. We don't do day 2, we don't do day 3. We ain't got that kind of time. We ain't got that kind of energy. We're old.
Yeah, listen.
And we got full-time jobs too. And family. And other stuff going on. So, but we will cover day 1, okay? So thank you for joining us. Thanks, Tristan. That was the quarterback that runs the whole show. Panel 316, the good guy with the black hat. Man knows receivers, tight ends, and DBs, baby. Coach Williams, NFL Encyclopedia, the Wildcat quarterback that runs the show. Future Hall of Fame, baby. Let's go. Good night. Peace out. Trash.